What's going on? It's the night before Christmas. There's a lot of kids that are excited, looking for Santa Claus and all this. And I got some good news to share with you. I want you to make $150,000 per year. This is what I want you to do. I want you to get to that point where you're making $150,000 per year. I want you to get to that point where you have economic upside. Because it's the night before Christmas, and this is your first time here. This is Glendon Cameron, your hustling godfather. What we do here is we teach people how to make money through entrepreneurship. And we are getting ready because essentially, let's talk about you making $150,000 per year. Right now, you're probably making 30 something, 40 something, maybe 50 something, and 50 something if you're lucky. What is it going to take to get you from where you are right now to where you want to be? What's it going to take? What kind of moves is it going to take? And one of the things that many people don't understand is that your job is limitations. You can work extremely hard with your job. You can show up early. You can stay late. Not too much is going to happen with your job. Not too much at all is going to happen with your job. So what you got to do is think outside the box. The first thing that you got to do, this is first thing, is get a budget. With the current money that you make, you need a budget. You want to optimize your current income, which means is get the most bang for the buck out of it. Because this is very important to making more money, because if you have bad money management habits, you're going to run into trouble with this new money. So we want to create the environment where the new money comes in, and then you're able to benefit and you're able to take it to another level. Because the reason I came up with this number is this is the number that liberated me. This was the number where I was a divorced man on child support. And when that money started coming in, I was able to easily pay my child support, easily pay my bills, and live and stack money. Easy. It was easy. Thanks for the $25 super chat, Josh. Appreciate you. Merry Christmas. So in my mind, this is where I want you to be. And for you to get there, you're going to have to make some moves. Because here's number one, we're not quitting our jobs. We're not going to quit jobs. We're not going to get into a certain situation of we're going to go down this internet hole. We're going to start a website and we're going to start selling sock. We're not going to do that. For the lion's share of you who don't know what you need to be when you grow up, you're just like, you out here living. You out here, maybe you have a wife, you have a few kids, you go to work, you come home, and you find that to be very unsatisfying. So what I'm about to do is open the door to a new room. And this is the room of entrepreneurship, because I've been doing this for about 10 years. And one of the things you've got to understand why people fail. People try to do too much too soon. This is one of the reasons that people fail. And the journey that I'm going to take you guys on is going to be a 2 to 3 year journey. Let me say this again. The journey that we're about to embark on, the journey that we're about to get on, is going to be a 2 to 3 year journey. 2 to 3 years of a lot of hard work. So, first of all, what you're going to do, you're going to get your budget together. And then the second thing, once you do your budget, everyone needs a written budget. Everyone needs to account for all their money. And once you do that, you're going to start doing your best to eradicate debt. So, first of all, the budget, number one. And then number two, you're going to eradicate debt at your level. Because you may not have enough income to do anything fast, but you're going to start addressing these things. I'm going to agree with that last comment. Let's see. Hold on a second. My internet is moving a little slow. But the last comment was, one of the biggest problems that small businesses have is many people think that the business money is their money. Now, the last comment was, we're about to go back to what I just said. First thing you're going to do is get a budget. You're going to get a budget. You're going to manage your money to the best of your ability with the money that's coming in. So once you start getting this new money, you're going to have a new attitude. You're going to have a new way of approaching this. You're going to come at it totally differently, because you're not going to go into this new money with your old bad habits of not having the budget, not addressing cash flow. So you're going to get your personal budget that's going to be straight. And remember, you're not quitting your job in this 2 to 3 year journey. That's the only time you quit your job. That's it. You don't just, like, I've been watching these people who've taken these online courses and they've quit their jobs and they got all gassed up, and they don't understand that once you start making money, there's an acclimation process. There is a process where you get into the NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball drafts. And a lot of them have a hard time because, and now they're millionaires. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to do the budget. Then we're going to start making more money. And for all you people, and let me just go ahead and be clear with this information. If you're one of those people who has an urge to make more money, but doesn't really know how to do it, doesn't have a clue to what you want to do, you're just kind of in this space of, I don't know what to take. Thank you for the $10 super chat. The reason that a service business is for you is this is going to be your starter business. This is going to be your starter business. This is going to teach you a lot about what entrepreneurship is, because you can read all the books about entrepreneurship. You can read all the books about selling. You can read all the books about marketing. But until you start doing it, until you get into this, you're not going to know. You know, so you're not going to know until you start swimming in the waters of entrepreneurship, until you start actually participating in the game of entrepreneurship And this is a way for you to play the game and not injure yourself while you're running for the touchdown. Because this is they try to start a business and they want the business to support them, support their dreams. Indifferently abundant, Glenda, you reshaped the way I think about business. Thank you. Thank you, my dude. Or my lady. I don't know if you're a man or a woman. But anywho, thank you. So what you're going to do is find a service business. The course is below, and you're going to pick a service business that is in alignment with your strengths. This is another reason that so many people start a business and fail. They'll try to do online marketing. They would try to do many of these internet things, and they don't have any skill sets. They have no skill sets. They have no core strengths. They don't like research, and they'll get into this internet marketing thing, and then it won't work out, and they'll be like, I was scammed. Thank you, Coonley. And these people get into this situation because they don't realize they were not prepared for the rigors of entrepreneurship. They were not prepared to be entrepreneurs because there's a grooming process. There's a situation where you need to, like when you're a baby, let's talk about this. When you're a baby, no one, there's great potential in you as a child, but someone's got to change your diapers. Someone's got to look after you. Someone's got to take care of you. Someone's got to train you. There's so much that goes into getting you ready to become an adult. And that's the similar process to starting a business. There are many people online that have put starting a business as like it's simple. Benny, it's hard, but these online gurus make it all look so easy. Well, there's a reason to that, because there's psychological triggers. To borrow some of my stuff from Disruptive Mail, there are psychological triggers that if people press upon, they can get you to buy stuff. And this is one of the things that many of the online gurus are very good at, getting people to buy stuff, even though they're not prepared. Because once again, what you get here is the truth. Thank you, Johnny, with $10 super chat. So what's going to happen is you're going to, during this 2 to 3 year process, you're going to become acclimated to the process of and this is why I say it's a 2 to 3 year process. Because, let's say your name is John. And John, you're making $33,000 in the course and you start your service business. The first year, you have great potential to double or triple your income the first year. And that's going to be a game changer for you and your family. Because you're going to go through the process of optimizing your income. Then you're going to make more lessons that I had to learn. Because I did not come from a financial, how to do certain things. I wasn't taught how money works. Thank you, the DSLR Chronicles. Uncle G, you may have. Well, I don't know. The internet seems to be working just fine right now. But I'll check that. Thanks for the $20 super chat. But one of the things that we got to heavy buffering tonight. Well, one of the biggest problems that I don't know, is buffering consistently. All right, just everybody refresh your screens because it seems to be working on my end. Let's see. So let me look and check because, we're going to keep going and it should straighten itself out. It's the internets, man. This is YouTube. This is YouTube and the live streamings. It's crazy. Let's see. Because typically these things usually straighten themselves out. So we will keep going. And one of the things, let's see. All right, so hopefully we're fine. So let's go back to John. John, a lot of people on the internet tonight. It's also a busy night. It's also people off from work. This is true. But we're going to say John, we're going to go back to the example of John. You came online, you bought this course, and you've gone through it and you optimize your income and you start a service business that doubles your income. That's year one. And what's going to happen is because you've had the knowledge of what you were supposed to do, that money is not going to get sucked up into your lifestyle. That money is not going to get, because you're going to optimize your money, you're going to use your money correctly, and you're going to also have a plan for progression. Because within 2 to 4 years, you'll be making that 150. And your life will change and the lives of your family will change. And you will get to be, you're going to live a wholly different life. You're going to enjoy life because now you have Timothy. Hey, Glendon, I'm trained to be a database developer. All right, go ahead and get into it, Timothy. And one of the things the reason I'm creating this course is I'm creating it for average people. I'm creating it for folks who don't have a lot of money, but have a lot of desire and hunger to do more, to be better. Because like I said, that's what happened to me. I was going along, living my life. I was catching hell financially. I didn't have this financial education. And it is a financial education that you will get. That is key. You will get a financial education. You will get a understanding of how money works. And more importantly, you will get a fundamental understanding of how to make money. Because once you get that, you're good. You'll never be broke again. You'll never be poor again. As long as you understand how to make money, get your service business rolling. Thank you, Timothy. One of the things that's going to happen is you're going to go through a personal transformation. And this transformation is going to literally shake you down to the bone. Because you're going to look back at your old life and you're going to be like, what was I thinking? And the thing is, you weren't thinking. You were just existing, living your life, and life was just happening to you. Life was just coming to you. Life was just, and that's normal. So what's going to happen is you're going to become atypical. You're not going to be normal. You're not going to be like your friends. This doesn't mean you have to get rid of your friends, but you're going to start thinking different. You're going to start acting different. You're going to start using your money differently because this change. And you're going to look at your friends and you're going to scratch your head because you got to understand, they're still asleep. You're about to wake up to reality. And once you get this awakening, and once you get this knowledge, and once you get this understanding, you're going to not only become a better person, so they will not go through the bad things that you went through. They're not going to go through the situations. We all need financial intelligence, and we all need financial literacy. Financial literacy is a precious, precious gift. So, Chris Monroe, for things to get better, change must occur. Absolutely. So you're going to go through this process, and once again, this will be your starter business, because this may not be the final thing that you want to do. You may just go ahead and do this to, number one, buy back your time, because if you're working a regular job, your time isn't yours, and you're not quitting your job. You're going to work the service business. You're going to give up your weekends. You're going to give up your evenings. You're going to grind and hustle. Your life is going to be about grinding and hustling. And the results, because one of the reasons that I present the opportunity to start a service business is money comes in fast. You don't have to wait a year or two to be profitable like you would with some businesses. You could be profitable your first month. And that profit is going to keep you motivated. The money will keep you motivated. The money will keep you waking up at whatever time you need to wake up. The money will keep you highly invested and highly interested, because you'll be able to see it. And you'll go through this process, and you'll set up your personal checking accounts. And then you will also, in the course, what I'm going to do is put a discount for anyone that's going into the course, where you'll be able to get the strategic holding company, the art of holding, at this price. So I'm going to leave that for you guys. But once you go ahead and get this corporate financial literacy and training, your life will transform. You will be transforming like that. So cool. You're going to be that so many people don't understand is the process of making money and setting up cash flow. Many people think the only way to get cash is a job. We're going to change all that. Chris Monroe, freedom ain't free. Ain't that the truth? You got to get out here, hustle. You got to grind. You got to do what you need to do. You got to set it up. You got to be rolling. You got to be doing your thing. And you're going to grow as a person. Hey, Glenn, I'm thinking about moving to ATL in 2 to 3 years. I'm coming from Southern California. Any advice? When you move here, rent an apartment so you can figure out where you eventually want to buy a house. Don't buy a house when you move here. A lot of people do that and end up regretting it. Barry Glendon, if you're just starting the services, do you need? That's all covered in the course. I lay it out. See, in the beginning, the things that you have to do is use money your first 30 days, because web pages, Facebook pages, those things take time to manage, and they take time to build. See, this is where so many people fail. They'll go ahead and build a website. They'll get on social media. They'll start creating content. They'll start doing all this stuff. And then 6 months later, they haven't made a penny. That's very depressing. They're doing all the right stuff, and eventually it will pay off, but in not. Uncle G, you've been a lifesaver for me. Thanks, Christian, for the $20 super chat. So many of your videos help me not give up on life and continue to slay dragons. Thank you so much for gracing me and other men with the knowledge to empower ourselves. Thank you, man, and Merry Christmas. Because once again, one of the things that you will understand as you become knowledgeable, because once you get a fundamental financial education, you'll never be the same again. You will not be able to do the same stuff. You will not be able to do what you used to do. Like, I look back at the financial decisions that I used to make, and I look at myself in horror, going to the pawn shop, getting payday loans, getting title pawn loans. I look at myself and was like, who was that dude? Who was that dude? Because I don't recognize that person anymore, because I'm not that person without money segmentation tactics. It just won't. Because when you know better, when you learn better, you do better. You're going to be living a different life. You're going to, because this is what I want for you. I want you guys to live a different life. And once again, this is a 2 to 3 year process. And why is it a 2 to 3 year process? Because you 20 something, you 30 something, you 40 something. You've been living your life for a long time. And more than likely, you've got some bad habits, just like I used to have bad habits. I had a bad habit of not saving money. That was my downfall. That's why I ended up homeless. That's why I ended up in that boarding house, because I did not save money. And that was a very bad habit. So you've got to eradicate and change these bad habits. You've got to go ahead So you've got to understand that one of the things that happens is the transmutation. Because once again, once you understand these principles, and once you start to do this, and once you start to understand and get this going, you're just going to transform. You're going to go through a personal and financial transformation. You're going to go through a wholly different situation. You're going to go through an incredible transformation. You're going to go through so many changes. You're going to look at your life so differently. You're going to respond to things differently, because you're going to become financially empowered. You're going to become so financially empowered. You're going to become a different cat, a different person, because once you start to clean up your financial life, you're going to clean up your personal life. Because for most Americans, finances is a stressor. It's a huge stressor. This is an information, because, someone posted this on Facebook today. Their power got cut off, and they need $285 to get their power cut back on. And this is Christmas Eve. Can you imagine being in a house with no power on Christmas Eve? And I looked at that, and she was asking for assistance, asking her Facebook friends, and I was reading through the comments, and no one ever said, how did you get in this situation? That was never brought up. It was like, oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. They're the worst. Write the CEO, do all of this other stuff. And no one ever said, you need to make more money. And I did not, because I mean, it's Christmas Eve. Your power is off. That is jacked up. And this person has children. So they're in a house with no power on Christmas Eve. It reminds me of how I grew up, waking up in the middle of the night shivering because we ran out of gas. And then we had to go down to my Aunt Evelyn's house to catch some heat. Things like that happen to people who are not financially savvy. Payday loans, title loans, rent a center, cash man, take advantage. I'm not going to say they take advantage. I'm going to say that people don't know better. Because when I didn't know better, I did all that. I did payday loans, title loans, got a washer and dryer from Rent Center. I did all of those stupid, financially irresponsible and stupid things because I did not have a financial education. I did not know how to make money. And I did all of those dumb things. Like, I look back now, I could have went to some place like this and got a washer and dryer for $300 versus paying like $1,500 for a washer and dryer. These are the actions of the financially illiterate. And no one is, it's just bad. It just creates bad income because you're spending more money for services and products you can get much cheaper. All right, Leslie. Chris Monroe, it takes time and multiple mistakes to get to that point. Hey, it took me going to the boarding house, man, for me to wake up. Nobody wants to be that person to tell them they've been irresponsible but staying poor, but it's true. Because I'm just sitting here, and this came across my Facebook page today, like stunned. Just stunned at what was going down. I was like, man, that just sucks to have your power cut off on Christmas Eve. But if we go back in time and we look at if some money had been allocated for a savings account, this wouldn't have happened. And this is one of the things that we're going to do in this course is this is why you got to get your personal finances straightened out. This is why this is so important. Because if you go ahead and start a successful business that makes money and you have bad financial habits, those bad financial habits are going to bleed over into the business. And this is why you got to clean up your personal credit. This is why you got to clean up your personal finances. Because once you do that, because this is what happened to me. Chris Monroe, typically I don't pay retail for most things, especially after years in the resale business. When I was in resale, I never bought anything new because I knew I can get it out of the locker sooner or later. And after I got out of resale, it literally took me 4 years to go back to becoming a normal person and buying stuff. Normal, going to a store to buy a shirt or something. Because I remember the first time I was in Macy's and I saw the shirt that I liked. And the shirt was $97. And I was like, memories of me buying a storage unit for $10 and getting a completely new wardrobe, getting all of these nice leather jackets that I was able to sell on eBay for hundreds of dollars. It was like my mind would not let me buy that shirt. Couldn't do it. I was just like, nah, I'm gonna leave it where it is. I was like straight up Mexican with that move. And it took me 4 years to acclimate to out there people in the business like I used to. So one of the things that I want you to understand is this is a process. This is because, see, this is one of the reasons that so many people buy courses online and have dissatisfaction is they're not prepared mentally because they're thinking it's going to be quick. And I'm here to tell you, even if you're super smart, because it's not about smart, it ain't about being smart, it's about seasoning. You got a guy who has an IQ of 200 and he's competing with a guy with 10 years of experience in this area. My money's on the guy with 10 years of experience versus the guy with the high IQ. Even intelligence doesn't trump experience. And this is one of the things that's happening online. We have a lot of people who are smart and they think that that's going to trump experience, and it's just not. Christian, one of the problems that people have is we forgot how to work with our hands to make money. There's so many people who don't want to, this came because of the No Child Left Behind Act. Everybody was going to college, and we started to look down upon people who worked with their hands. Well, I want me a man with a degree. I remember this girl, she says, I want me a man with a degree. Even if you don't have a job, I want a man with a degree. And that's how much emphasis people put on that credential, and it just didn't work out. Fahida, I know a lot of wealthy geniuses who can't tie their shoe. That's funny. But once again, it's a process of seasoning. You got to gain experience, and this is a safe, sensible, sane way for you to gather experience. This is a way for you to acclimate to becoming a business owner while doing it with the safety net of having a job. Because you're never going to run a situation, because this is why every business owner needs to put away money in good times, because there will be bad times. There will be times where money may not stop, and you can look at your savings of your income. This is one of the reasons. I know Chris Monroe. I mean, this chick was a little weird, but this is the emphasis that has happened. We've got people who are not putting together the right numbers. We got people who are not, who at the moment doesn't have any remark. I mean, seriously, if you were to see me work when I do a YouTube video and I go to Canva and I make a thumbnail and I do all this stuff, it's just automatic because I've got experience. This is all these things I had to learn. Just like you need to learn financial literacy movements, like saving money. Saving money is going to be a very important part of the journey. Money management is going to be an important part of the journey, because you don't want to get to the top of the hill, then come tumbling down. One of the things that a lot of people like to say on the internet, and this is what I call ghetto mindset. Like, take Omni and the Hellcat. He's talking about he's going to get back to the money he's making. I don't think so. And I'm going to tell you why. When he was making that money, he did not invest it properly. He did not surround himself with the right team. Because he has surrounded himself with the right team of fame. And, people love him. He's a nice guy. He's a personable guy. But the reality is his credit was so bad, they wouldn't open up a merchant account for him. After his first year making all that money, he should have cleaned up his credit. But once again, bad financial habits will mess up your business. Appliance boot camp. Appliance boot camp. Spent a lot of time with some recent college graduates this weekend. Money. They find honor in being poor. This is the miseducation of people. I've heard this a whole bunch of times when I do my Rich People of Atlanta videos. Like, the kids around here are all on drugs. No, they're not. All of these guys have bad marriages. No, they don't. Like, in my neighborhood, I think I'm the only bachelor. And he actually isn't here. I think he's in California with his son. But, I mean, they find cheating on each other. They don't have these bad relationships. For me, the team is so important. I feel like my team runs my big thing. You've built together a good organization. And we will talk about this because, focus. And you spend the first few months focused on your service business, focused on making money. That's what's going to happen. And we're going to eliminate a lot of these things because a lot of people feel that they have to go out and get a business license. They feel that they have to get a website. They feel that they have to get incorporated. They may feel that they have to get office space, all to seem legit. Here's all the legitimization you need. You need a customer who has a problem that you can solve. That's all that makes you legit. This car, and I had access to some showrooms. That was it. I never had anyone do a background check on me. They were like, well, this guy, we need some furniture. He knows we need some furniture. He's showing us furniture. All right, going to get this company we never heard of this big ass check. Find customers with problems that you can solve, and the money is going to come in. Having experience in a particular field outweighs any book. Absolutely. Like years experience in the field. My money's on the guy with 10 years of experience. Mo Thomas, if you've been in business for a certain amount of time, you should be an LLC. Like, let's look at Tom Brady. Tom Brady is in the decline. He's in his twilight years. But Tom Brady has 15, 16 years of high-level NFL quarterback experience. So when other teams make mistakes against Tom Brady, and this is why you want to skill up and get experience. And this is why running a service business for 2 to 3 years will give you amazing experience. Like the upscale garage sale. Like, I was able to come on YouTube, and literally 5 months after being on YouTube and working on my book, I was able to start making pure internet money from selling my first digital product. And what got me there was experience. What got me there was knowing how to market. What got me was knowing about a sales process. What got me there was knowing about marketing and advertising. I didn't come into this thing cold. I didn't know how to do YouTube per se, but I knew how to do all of these business things. And this, when you go through this course, and once again, I'm going to keep stressing this. You're looking at a 2 to 3 year journey. Now, it isn't because you're stupid. It's because you lack seasoning. You're not seasoned. And you're going to get your seasoning. We're going to put some Lowry salt on you with some hot sauce and make you spicy. Because once you go through the process, and once you start getting customers, and once you start talking to people, and once you start putting together the process of how to make money, how to build a business, how to run a business, how to scale a business, next business, you can use those skills for your next thing. Those skills are 100% transferable. So you will be able to take and also apply them to your new business. A lot of your problems are going to disappear. And once again, you're making $150K per year and your finances are optimized. That 150 is going to be like 180 to 200 because you're going to be getting more bang for your buck. You're going to learn how to manage your money. You're going to learn how to segment your money. You're going to learn how to put certain things in order where you are winning the financial game versus being played by the financial game. Because once you get a firm understanding of how the financial game works, everything changes. Because I remember the first time, and it was actually more than 150, but that's essentially what I had in the bank. I realized that I needed to make more money. That was my problem. My problem wasn't, I worked very hard. I did not have a work ethic problem. I worked very hard. I worked multiple jobs. My problem was the amount of money I was making proportionally to the amount of, it wasn't stacking up. I was hustling backwards because every time I wanted some more money, I would work more hours. I would get a part-time job, and I was going in the wrong direction because once again, what you're going to learn with a business is how to duplicate yourself. You're going to learn how to put together processes. You're going to learn how to put together teams. You're going to learn how to make money. Because once you learn these skills, you're going to become unstoppable. You are ready. All right, Sandy Sunflower. This is something that happened during my resale days. I got this email from Morris, and Morris said, I got laid off today. And I was like, I'm sorry to hear that, man. And Morris was like, don't worry about it. Because you and your book, I make more money with my resale business than I do on my job. So all I'm going to do is take the time I was working my job and take this and move it over to the resale business. And I'm going to make even more money. And I'm going to get benefits. And I'm going to get unemployment for almost a year while I'm working on my business. Mark Smith is a royal bitch trying to grow a business when the profits were absorbed by personal expenses. Reinvestment in business as well as yourself is key to growth, but it takes discipline. Mark Smith, this is why you're keeping your job. And this is why so many people start businesses and fail. Because, as you said, it's a royal bitch trying to grow a business when the profits are absorbed by personal expenses. The business money is the business money. You go through this methodology, you go through this system. First thing we're going to do is optimize your personal finances with the job money. So when this new money comes in, it doesn't get absorbed by personal expenses. There was someone in the chat who had started a painting business, and it was making like $1,500 a month, and that $1,500 a month was absorbed by childcare. It was absorbed by childcare. And I told him straight up, I mean, you're going to have to fix that problem because it's going to be hard to grow your business because all the money that's coming out of the business is going into childcare, and the business isn't going to grow. Man, we don't believe in resolutions, man. If there needs to be some change, we start now, man. We start working on that now. We start working on that as soon. We start working on that like with a quickness. Because one of the things that you should understand, this is a process, and it's not going to be overnight. Only clarity and the willingness to change is effective now. And part of the starting the service business is you're going to get immediate feedback in the form of payments. Because this is why I said your first 30 days, you can make 1,500 to 3,000. I don't reply back. Start saving 50 to 75% of your income ASAP. There are a lot of people who are not in a position where they can save that because their incomes are not that high. Or doing all this, and you look at what they do, they're programmers, they're making six figures. It's easier to save $40,000 a year when you're making 180. It's very easy to save and invest 40,000 when you're making 180. Not so much when you're making 50. Pretty hard when you're making 50. So once again, I want you guys, as 2020 is literally around the corner with 6 days left in the year, and I want you guys $1,000 per year. I want you on this path. And the first year, you can make probably 60. Then the second year and the third year, you can get that 150. And with this system, it's going to change your life. It's going to set you up for success, and it's going to create an environment for you guys to win. Because playing the game the way the game is told to you, you're never going to win. Work hard, invest money, invest 10% of your income. You're making $33,000 a year. 10% of your income is $3,300. That's not going to do it. You're going to need to invest more money to have significant movements of your investments. That's one of the things that you're going to need. This is one of the things that you got to understand. Because you can do it. Just like I did it, you can do it. But it's going to take some time. And this is where people get off the track. This is where people run into a problem. That time factor. All right, Mo Grizzly. Because one of the things that's going to come about is as you go through this personal transformation, you're going to just change as a person. You're going to be unable to do the dumb financial things that you used to do. You're going to be unable to participate in the American credit indoctrination system. You're just not going to be able to do what you used to do. And this is the power of a proper education. Once you get a proper education and you get exposed and your mind is open to new ideas and concepts, you just can't keep doing the same dumb stuff as you used to. So with that, go below, get into the How to Start a Service Business course. There's a money management course that's already there. That's the first thing you're going to do. Then the second thing, I give you examples of service businesses. There's an assessment test, and we're going to rock and roll because there's so much more to come. New year, and I will see you guys later.